In 1897, 3 separate companies were organized to build a rail link from Skagway to Fort Selkirk, Yukon, 523 kilometers away. Largely financed by British investors, a railroad was soon under construction. A 36-inch gauge was chosen, the narrower roadbed required by a narrow gauge railroad made for big cost savings when that roadbed had to be carved and blasted out of the mountain rock. Even so, 450 tons of explosives were used to reach White Pass summit. The narrow gauge also allowed for a tighter radius to be used on curves, making the task easier by allowing the railroad to follow the landscape more rather than having to be blasted through it. Construction started in May 1898, but they ran into some roadblocks in dealing with the local city government and the town's crime boss, Soapy Smith. On July 30th, 1898, the charter rights and concessions of the 3 companies were acquired by the White Pass and Yukon Railroad Company, a new company organized in London. Construction reached the 879-meter summit of White Pass, 32 kilometers away from Skagway, by mid-February 1899. The railway reached Bennett, British Columbia on July 6, 1899. Later in the summer of 1899, construction started north from Carcross to Whitehorse, 177 kilometers north of Skagway. The construction crews working from Bennett along a difficult lakeshore reached Carcross the next year, and the last spike was driven on July 29, 1900, with service starting on August 1st, 1900. However, by then, much of the gold rush fever had died down. There's the remains of the 98 big body. You can see it. We're about 10 minutes south of the top of the pass. Scarier on this side.
I didn't know about this side.
I didn't see the side at all. There was always all the people were on that side. Nobody bugged me on the other side. In 1982, metal prices plunged, striking with devastating effect on the mines that were the White Pass and Yukon route's main customers. Many, including the Faro Gold Zinc mine, closed down, and with that traffic gone, the White Pass was doomed as a commercial railroad. Hopeful of a reopening, the railway ran at significant loss for several months, carrying only passengers. However, the railway closed down on October 7th, 1982. The shutdown, however, was not for long. Tourism to Alaska began to increase, with many cruise ships stopping at Skagway. The dramatic scenery of the White Pass route sounded like a great tourist draw, and the rails of the White Pass and Yukon route were laid right down to the docks, even along them, for the former freight and cruise ship traffic. Cruise operators, remembering the attraction of the little mountain climbing trains to their passengers, pushed for a reopening of the line as a heritage railway. The White Pass was and is perfectly positioned to sell a railroad ride through the mountains to cruise ship tourists. The White Pass route was reopened between Skagway and White Pass in 1988, purely for tourist passenger traffic. The White Pass route was also bid on the ore haul from the newly reopened Faro mine, but its price was considerably higher than road haulage over the Klondike Highway. The railway still uses vintage parlor cars, the oldest 4 built in 1881 and predating WP&YR by 17 years, and 4 new cars built in 2007 follow the same 19th century design.